Okay. Good morning. Happy day. That's a funky Friday. Check this out. Something completely different today. Woke up. The snow. It's supposed to clear up and get warm though. So I'm here. I'm ready for anything except to discuss my past. Go discuss that with the Kiwi farmers. We don't talk about people here, me or anybody else, unless they're like real celebrities and are involved in something of world-shaping importance, like, the president and what a grifter he is. But we're not going to put down other individual users here, me or anybody else, ever. I just childish. And go do it someplace. Go do it someplace. Good morning, Sean. How are you today? No, go do it someplace where people are into that shit. You know, me and my peers, people that we're into the arts and we're into real good. Um, Life goes on. Hopefully the weather will get good and I'll be able to get out and earn some money. I'm a little real tight on cash right at the moment. Uh, I could use some sales. Who needs some stone in their lives? I've got really wonderful stone. For whatever you want to use stone for, except for maybe like um, garden rocks. I don't, but I can. The company I represent, El Paso Rock Shop, can uh, can fix you up with garden rocks, no problem. Big display specimens. I sell mainly jewelry size material, or palm size at the most. Jewelry to palm size things for people that are on a fairly tight budget. I mean, big specimens, even of common rock, gets pretty expensive. When you get a 20-pound piece. So I'm just, I just lit it up because it's a quiet morning and it's a quiet morning. I'm just cruising. They my new forum is open for business, and nobody's been harassing it for the last 24 hours or so. Um, I mean, there hasn't been a post since yesterday when I posted something, which I guess is a good sign for a brand new forum. The trolls have quieted down in there. It's just a matter of people finding it and using it. I think it's a nice layout, and we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it troll free. Here's the link. Here's my phone number if anybody wants to call in. Oops, that's the old number. If anybody wants to come on video with me, you can send me an invite for Hangouts at Google Plus. So, back to Twitter, see what's happening. The usual shit. Zionists, more Zionists, and people telling them the truth about what they're lying about. Guys, here's the usual nonsense. Here's a Palestinian supporter making the statement, it's a Jewish supremacist state. So I come in with, please do not conflate Zionists with Jews. Zionism is not Judaism. It's National Socialism for gullible Christians and Jews. Jews true to the Torah want to see equality for all in free Palestine, not a brutal regime disgracing the name of Israel. It's really difficult to get anything in 240 characters. You really gotta really polish your compositions. They gotta be tight. Where the hell are the answers to this? I think I blocked most of these people. Yeah. Somebody tried to defend Zionism as being Judaism. Zionism exploits tradition and distortions of scripture. It was actually started in the late 18th century by Freemasons and apocalyptic Christians. Messianic Jews picked up on it in the mid-19th century, and the militant nationalists appeared after Herzl published their Judenstaat in 1897. So here comes a standard issue response. Where do you get, so it's ludicrous information from. Zionism is an integral part of Judaism and has been since Jews were expelled from Judea. Open any Orthodox Jewish prayer book and you will find every prayer is filled with Zionism. The only relatively insignificant in number Jews opposed to Zionism are Jews who are either so far leftist or so opposed to Orthodox Judaism that they oppose any action or desire not to blend in with everyone else, or the fanatics who oppose Jews to taking any action that doesn't imply waiting for God to bring us home to Israel. And that's just nonsense. Everything that the people in Israel are doing violates Torah law. Deuteronomy 20 explicitly forbids the destruction of fruit trees in times of war, and they've destroyed 800,000 halpiala trees in the West Bank since 1987. There's no excuse for that. It's a great sin. You can't just like say, oh well, we're Jews and we're supposed to be here because God told us to. God gave, there were conditions put on living there, and they're not fulfilling them. It's while it's true you can't take Zion out of Israel, creation of a militarized state was prohibited by the three oaths. Things done to sustain it are an insult to the Torah. It was conceived by a racist atheist, financed by a warmonger, and built by fascist terrorists. Let's see what else is going on here. Zionism is nothing but hypocrisy. Before the show, most Jews opposed the establishment of a Jewish state. Jewish intellectuals, I should read some of these for you all as long as I'm at it, as long as I'm on a roll. There's 7 people here this morning. Cool, and nobody said anything nasty. I'm all, you notice I'm all angry and unhappy this morning. Just raging and crying and wailing about my butt hurt. Fucking idiots. I should read some of these. But this is just the standard shit. Standard shit. These people are, mentally conditioned children raised on lies delivered over digital appliances. The millennial mental midget that has been, it's artificial human, the cloned intelligence, the total rote learning, and no ability to think for themselves. If they can't see the answer on the screen, it's the wrong answer. And boy, don't be a boomer. Don't be a boomer that survived and isn't a fucking decrepit old senile, demented senile person and trying to assert what's true and enduring. I think, I don't know if I can find this guy's response. Yeah, I blocked the dude. Oh yeah, it was some like really toxic ex-British Army soldier, served my country in Afghanistan, proud to be a Zionist, free Tommy Robinson, I stand with Israel. And he's got about 1,500 followers. Kevin McTavish. It's like, It's like, good for you. You're a mentally conditioned child raised on lies delivered to you over digital appliances. If you are not outraged by the murder of 295 civilians and maiming of 29,000 more last year for attempting to trespass land their grandparents were exiled from, you need your moral compass recalibrated, possibly replaced. Go learn. You're out of your league in this crowd. This thread is over a year old, and they're highly intelligent people here who don't buy into stinky Zionist fishtails. And I'm putting in front of them quotes from Torah, from sages, from great thinkers of the 20th century, and none of it gets through to them. They're just like totally programmed to, it's like I hear the Horst Wessel song start playing when some of these people post. It's just like, that person's calling themselves a Jew. Woo. Yeah, they're just stealing people's homes. I saw the army and some settlers just drag people out. I mean, I see it regularly. They drag people out of their houses and then walk in and occupy them. Just say it. Zionism, yeah, is who's this guy? Thomas Jefferson fan. Good for you. Just say it. Zionism is a criminal cult of lying, cheating, murdering scallywags. Dead children are currency for jihadists to steal more money. Jihadists are it's artificial. That's synthetic. They're synthetic. Yeah, these people are saying, oh, we only threw out 250,000 there. I'm sure it's actually more than 1 million. That the Zionist records keepers, a Zionist source is saying that the non-Jewish population of Israel fell by a little over 1 million between 1946 and 1948. And they're going to say, no, that's not true. Hello, Dope Fish. Good morning. Happy day. Thanks for joining me. The way I like to play my channel is, this is me in my studio. I like happy people. I like friendly people. I don't care what you want to talk about as long as it's not, do I think Bush did 9/11? They were all in on it. I can't believe it wasn't. No, it's Mossad. They're 5 dancing Israelis. They were celebrating it right across, watching, filming it as oh boy, they were all in on it. It was a false flag attack to manufacture consent in the American public to go and make war against Islamic countries. It's all it was. It's all, 1978. Zbigniew Brzezinski under Carter is the one. I forget the name of the program, but they pretty much invented Islamic Jihad. If you look up, if you talk to any real Muslims about what jihad is, jihad is the struggle against yourself. The Jews call it the struggle against the evil inclination, or Yetzer Hara. The perfection of self, to walk a righteous path. The Native Americans talk about walking the red road. And it all boils back down to the golden rule. You just don't do to other people what you don't want done to you. And it's all war is a racket. It's a racket, and it's the same racket. They've been playing this racket on the same people. I can easily give a good argument for the Rothschilds, the Morgans, the Bank of London, and the Vatican Bank being behind all of the colonialism in the world since Columbus sailed. I can make a good argument for that. They've left a distinct paper trail everywhere. It's in all the archives if you know how to look. They're running the world for, you know, it's a death culture. The I mean, they're trafficking in children for sex toys and sacrifice, and have been for a long time, thousands of years. So, you know, it's the same people. War doesn't profit anybody but the people manufacturing the weapons and the people that convince them to use, the people who convince others to use them against each other. Hello? Hello? You need to slow down. I can't hear you. I can't understand. I can't understand what you're saying. I said I can't understand what you're saying. Can I ask who's calling, please?
I want to see what your schedule's like tomorrow. Put in a water heater.
Put in a water heater?
Yes.
For nothing. Are you gonna replace the one that's here?
Yes, you're 21st Street, correct? You know, I'm texting.
Uh-huh. I didn't. Well, I just. That's a surprise. It's been working okay. There's nothing wrong with it that I know of.
Yeah, they gave software fix to replace it because we had somebody down and look at it and there was an issue with it, I guess. So.
Ah, I see. Oh, cool. Because it doesn't get all that hot, and it runs out of water easily. Okay, cool. Tomorrow, you say?
Yes.
I'm usually up with the sun, and don't go anywhere before noon.
Okay, between 10 and 12?
That'd be fine.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Okay, happy day. Thank you. Cool. They're going to replace my water heater. I wanted them to just turn it up, and I guess the guy came in, tried to, and couldn't do anything with it, so they're going to replace it. But back to war. You know, human nature is to avoid conflict. You know, there's just so much wealth in the world. You know, so much abundance in this world that everybody could just, you know, and this is the way it was before civilization took over. Before civilization made everybody into barbarians. Yeah, people, you know, that it's not natural to engage a threat. Humans, we flee. You know, it's more natural to flee. And you know, for mass murder, you know, humans are the only animal that sells shit to each other. No, this stuff's there. we're all just like created. We're here. We're, you know, selling to each other is kind of like, especially like, you know, the way they do it, and it's just the income inequality just gets worse and worse every year, and the slaves think that they can like ascend to the level of the oligarchs, and so they go and validate the oligarchs, thinking that one day they're going to be one, and they're not. They're not. I'm going to just ramble unless somebody asks me a question. I don't feel like doing that. So I'm going to go back to seeing what's happening. Which is the usual. It's like, you know, Zionists talking shit, and Palestinian supporters correcting their shit, and then other Zionists coming along and liking the shit that the Zionists said or retweeting it. And it's just mental vomit all day long. I really don't want to. I want to see if there's anything else in my news. I mean, this is my notifications. It's just totally like full of this shit. So okay, they're tweeting about. Oh, that's right. I have to convert my pictures. It won't take. Twitter won't take the pictures straight from my phone. I have to launder them through my computer first, and change them into JPEG or PNG form. Okay, well, where I got to go? There it is. Okay, pictures. I really should empty the camera too. What the fuck? Where's oh? His camera's getting a little stopped. So it takes a while to load the pictures just to get one that's was all the way to the end of the roll. And every time I go in there to get a photo, I say I'm going to do this, but there's a couple of videos in there that I'm not even sure what they are. I have to watch them, and then I never get back to watching them. So then there's more photos in the camera, and it's loading slower, and I still have to watch the videos. I probably should do that now, since that's what I'm here. I'm just talking to the camera and checking in on the chat to see if anybody's like talk back to me. Yeah, there we go. So let's copy that. Paste it here. Copy this. Woke up to snow this morning. This is the first time. I mean, there's been little tiny bits of snow, but there's actually some accumulation. There's at least a half-inch collected sitting on on things that it can collect on in my yard on the patio there. It's at least a half-inch. There's more snow I've seen here yet. That's the most snow. Okay. Tucson snow day. Yeah, and it's still snowing. That's still coming down. Big gobs, big gob flakes, and it's sticking and sitting there. But it's not going to last long. It's going to warm up this afternoon. It's going to be 65 by Sunday again. Hopefully, it's going to show the picture the right orientation. Yay! Okay, so there's a snow day. I think I posted a picture of the buds yesterday. I got some really great bud last night. It's a strain called Platinum Phenom. It's pretty good. It's very tasty and works well. Doesn't get me too stupid and doesn't get me all wired up like some indica will. Oh yeah, here's somebody calling for regime change. Of course, she's talking to Julianne Twitt. Here's somebody. If you've never heard the Einstein letter, to the New York Times, I should read it. Hopefully, I can. It's like in the original. It's a photo of the original layout. And this is a letter to the editor of the New York Times regarding the New Palestine Party visit of Menachem Begin and aims of the political movement discussed. Among the most disturbing political phenomena of our time is the emergence in the newly created state of Israel, the Freedom Party, Tuat Haharut, a political party closely akin to its organization, methods, political philosophy, and social appeal to the Nazi and fascist parties. It's because they were intimately associated with them and doing business with both. Lots of it. It was the current visit of Menachem Begin, the leader of this party, to the United States is obviously calculated to give the impression of American support for his party in the coming Israeli elections and to cement, I think this was done late in 1948, like maybe December of 1948 is when this was filed, to cement political ties with conservative Zionist elements in the United States. I wouldn't call the conservative Zionists, more like, the conservative Jews didn't want anything to do with a militarized Zionist state. It's a great mitzvah to go live in Israel, but it's a great shanda to go up as a wall, or as what the Trio said, to go as a wall and try and take over. That's a great shame that they're a total violation of tradition. Though there's no law that I know of that says no, the Jews can't go back there and make their own government. But the tradition says we shouldn't do it until Messiah is here and God does it with us. And that we're supposed to live by certain rules that the Zionist state is not doing at all, not even close. Before irreparable damage is done, the current visit of Menachem Begin, leader of the party, to the United States is obviously calculated to give the impression of American support for his party in the coming Israeli elections and to cement political ties with conservative Zionist elements in the United States, like the ADL. Zionist elements in the United and JNF. Zionist elements, several Americans of national repute have lent their names to welcome his visit. It is inconceivable that those who oppose fascism throughout the world, if correctly informed as to Mr. Begin's political record and perspectives, could add their name and support to the movement he represents. Before irreparable damage by way of financial contributions, public manifestations in Begin's behalf, and the creation in Palestine of the impression that a large segment of America supports fascist elements in Israel, the American public must be informed as to the record and objectives of Mr. Begin and his movement. The public avowal of Begin's party are no guide whatever to its actual character. Today, they speak of freedom, democracy, and anti-imperialism, whereas until recently, they openly preached the doctrine of the fascist state. It is in its actions that the terrorist party betrays its real character. From its past actions, we can judge what is to be expected to do in the future. A shocking example was their behavior in the Arab village of Deir Yassin. The village, off the main roads and surrounded by Jewish lands, had taken no part in the war, had even fought off Arab hands who wanted to use the village as their base. On April 9th, terrorist hands attacked this peaceful village, which was not a military objective in the fighting, killed most of its inhabitants, 240 men, women, and children, and kept a few of them alive to parade as captive through the streets of Jerusalem. Most of the Jewish community was horrified at the deed, and the Jewish agency sent a telegram of apology to King Abdullah of Transjordan. But the terrorists, far from being ashamed of their act, were proud of this massacre, publicized it widely, and invited all the foreign correspondents present in the country to view the hanged corpses and the general havoc in Deir Yassin. The Deir Yassin incident exemplifies the character and actions of the Freedom Party. Just look at what they're doing in Gaza today. Their bastard child Netanyahu and the Likudniks. within the Jewish community, and they're looking to do to ally with the Kahanists because they've lost so much support on the left. So they want to make it even worse. Within the Jewish community, they have preached an admixture of ultranationalism, religious mysticism, and racial superiority. Like other fascist parties, they have been used to break strikes, have themselves pressed for the destruction of free trade unions, and in their stead, they have proposed corporate unions on the Italian fascist model, which is what they got. There's less than 60 families that run that show. I mean, less than 20 families running 60% of their industrial base. Now, I don't think Einstein actually wrote this. He was just one of the signatories. I'll read the list when I'm done. Within the Jewish community, they preached an admixture of, during the last years of sporadic anti-British violence, the IZL and Sturm groups inaugurated a reign of terror in the Palestine Jewish community. Teachers were beaten up for speaking against them. Adults were shot for not letting their children join them. By gangster methods, beatings, window smashing, and widespread robberies, the terrorists intimidated the population and exacted a heavy tribute. That's a part of the story you never hear. 50,000 Mizrahi Jews were exiled in the Nakba, and 8 of them died at Sabra and Shatila. The people of the Freedom Party have had no part in the constructive achievements in Palestine. They have reclaimed no land, built no settlements, only detracted from the Jewish defense activity. Their much publicized immigration endeavors were minute and devoted mainly to bringing in, doesn't say. This is a poor copy. The discrepancies, and there's lots missing. I should go read a whole one sometime. But I'm this far now, I'm almost done. The discrepancies between the bold claims now being made by Begin and his party and the record of past performance in Palestine bear the imprint of no ordinary political party. This is the unmistakable stamp of a fascist party for whom terrorism against Jews, Arabs, and British alike and misrepresentation are means, and a leader state is the goal. In the light of the foregoing considerations, it is imperative that the truth about Mr. Begin and his movement be made known in this country. It is all the more tragic that the top leadership of American Zionism has refused to campaign against Begin's efforts, or even to expose its own constituents to the dangers to Israel from support to Begin. The undersigned therefore take this means of publicly presenting a few salient facts concerning Begin and his party, and of urging all concerned not to support this latest manifestation of fascism. Now, who actually wrote this, I don't know, but some prominent people signed it. Isidore Abramowitz, Hannah Arendt, Abraham Brick, Rabbi Jeshurun Cardozo, Albert Einstein, Herman Eisen, Chaim Feynman, M. Gallen, a lot of doctors. H. Harris, Zelig Harris, Sidney Hook, Fred Karish, Bruri Kaufman, Irma Lindheim, Nachman Maisel, Seymour Mellon, Meyer Mendelssohn, Harry Orlinsky, Samuel Pitlick, Fritz, no, I guess there's no names here. Ruth Sager sounds familiar. Basically, it was like Hannah Arendt, Abramowitz, and Einstein, and Rabbi Cardozo at the top of the list, and some doctors behind them that were the better known people. So let's see what's cooking in here. Yeah. The troubadour is just talking shit. People like that will not be welcome on this wall. If you want to talk about that, go to kiwifarms.net or go to Michelle, that Snow Queen person's page. You're not going to talk this stuff here. I'm not going to respond to any of that. It's something that happened 36 years ago, and to attempt to prosecute me for it now is just intellectually dishonest. That's all I have to say to any of that. Dope Fish, if you want to, this is just, it's just slander. Nothing. It's slander. It's a distortion of a real event in my life, is all it is. Thanks. you know, they're going to start in with the fake tranny. You know, I'm an intersex person. My presentation is pretty gender neutral because of my life circumstance, not because I'm not a trans feminine person, just because um, I just never conformed to cis-normative standards of dress. What the fuck? This is me. I don't need to paint my face or wear high heel shoes or any of that shit. It'd be nice if I had more hair to work with. Uh, I would definitely be presenting with a better, you know, more obviously feminine grooming if I have more hair. But I'm not going to get like upset with any of these people. I'm not going to engage them. I'm not, you know, that's what they want. They feed on the Schadenfreude, and I'm not going to give it to them. You know? I'm an established artist with a global audience, not very big, but most of my audience are other artists. Other artists and educators is what the kind of people that are my friends all over the world, because we see what's right and we see what's wrong, and we're not shy about talking about it and being kind and considerate when we do. You know, if you can't discuss anything without impugning the credibility, you know, that's an irrational argument. You know, if you try to discredit somebody's credibility to make a statement, that's called ad hominem, against the man fallacy. You know, you need to refute the statement and not like discredit the person making the statement. That's not a rational argument. So back to you know, Judaism and Zionism are just diametrically opposed to each other, and Zionism, corporatism is what we prefer to call it, because it's been around a lot longer than Israel. Zionism isn't um, yeah, this one idiot, he calls himself Council Watch, Irish Councils. Let's see if he's really watching Irish Councils or if he's just a Zionist shill. Irish Jews in Ireland a millennia. Why, except we, your fellow citizens, are attacked by good. Oh, satire with lots of chutzpah. So he's admitting up front that true facts are not important. Yeah, he's name caller. Well, let's just start reporting some of this shit. Let's see. That's just abusive and harmful. I don't need to see that in my feed. Um, He hasn't been saying enough really nasty shit. I just a smug schmuck. I'm gonna block that one next time he talks to me. Not much here. I really don't want to see this. Let's see if there's anything more interesting in my feed. Holy shit. Ha. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft has been arrested and charged with soliciting prostitution as part of an investigation by authorities into sex trafficking. Another Trump buddy bites the dust for sex crimes. When's it the Donald's turn? There's a 13-year-old girl accused him of raping her. Among like almost 20 others. Not all of them 13. The guy used to like just walk into the dressing room at the beauty pageants. Get all grabby. $3,500 people in mass grave in Syria killed by ISIS. Okay, and then most of my friends are European at Twitter. The Americans don't notice me too much. Most of my contacts at Twitter are in Europe, so all I see is their politics, which I guess is good. Oh, Medea Benjamin, where in the hell was this that she did? This is hilarious. There was the Venezuelan opposition had a press conference
take over the Venezuelan government. I want to
listen
say
to
these people are fraud. They don't represent the Venezuelan people. They are representing the U.S. orchestrated coup. This is a very dangerous situation. They want to create a crisis at the border that would be a justification for U.S. intervention. This has nothing to do with a humanitarian situation. Indeed, for a humanitarian situation, the U.S. would lift the economic set.
Oh shit! Twitter's so fucked up. I can't just listen to it.
Crisis.
You have to be watching it too.
The issue at the border now is something that is politicizing humanitarian aid. That is why the Red Cross, the United Nations, and all the legitimate humanitarian groups have insisted that they will not touch this aid. What we need now is negotiations. These people here want to take Venezuela to a path of civil war and U.S. intervention. What the Venezuelan people need is negotiations mediated by Mexico, I'm almost finished, mediated by Mexico, by the Uruguayans, and by the Vatican. So let's say that if you indeed care about the people of Venezuela, you will be calling for negotiations. You will not recognize these people who are willing pawns in a Trump-orchestrated coup d'etat. Thank you for listening to the Voice of Reason. Gracias.
I'm not sure where that was or who exactly was running the press conference, but oh yeah, that's the opposition leader, and he insisted on letting her speak.
For doing that in Venezuela, I'm facing an order of arrest in my country. If you do that in Venezuela, you could be in jail. If you do that in Venezuela, you can be killed. So one of the reasons why I'm here is because I'm facing an order of arrest only for expressing my political ideas. So nobody in Venezuela.
I'm not sure where that was. It was in D.C. I said, she walked right up to the microphone, grabbed it, and he let her speak. And she didn't go to jail. Medea and I forget what her sidekick's name is. They go to jail regularly. they get pulled out of the Capitol buildings all the time, jumping up in the chambers, or getting in people's faces in their offices. Somebody, somebody was talking about the Palestinians and suicide bombers, children suicide bombers, and somebody come back with a fact that they found somewhere, but it just took a screenshot of a page from the book that said that the Irgun used 12-year-old schoolgirls to deliver bombs. So now somebody, this is an intelligent discussion. Somebody's asking, for them to verify where this statement came from. This is an interesting article, if anybody's, I don't. We're not discussing that on this channel. You're out of here. Go talk about it where they like to talk about that shit. Have a nice day. Happy day, Mr. Dopefish. You and wifey have fun. Yeah. I'm not gonna engage any hostile, aggressive person that's wants to go into those subjects in a confrontational way. Go do it on some troll site where they like to do that. I've made myself real clear about what my feelings are about the age of consent, and that's what they are, and I'm not going to fight about it with anybody. But it always happens that the person who's being the most strident, talking against some amoral act that they perceive, is more likely to commit something amoral themselves. I'm here to have friendly conversations. I'm not interested in fighting with anybody. I don't need to win anything. I don't need to, I don't need to. No, I'm looking for this. My life is so full of clutter, just from material things in it, that I don't need the esoteric, existential clutter that comes with mean, stupid people injecting their reality into my life. I'm a little hippie. I'm not very sexual. I'm pretty asexual and agender in my reality. I've been praying for healing of my intersex condition all my life. My brain is looking for a vagina, and there's a penis there. It's maddening. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand that. And if you want to take me to task for it, well, do it somewhere else where I don't have to even look at it. That's so wrong. That's what I was talking about last night. Trans on trans bullying is just wrong. Just wrong. It's one of the most harmful things there is to the community. Oh yeah, we're looking for my goodness. I think I need to. I actually, the photos that I took this morning of the snow. I went out there barefoot, and I don't think I want to do that again though. But there's actually enough snow to make a snowball. Now before the trolls start flapping COPD, upper respiratory situation from here to here, and especially here. And smoking cigarettes does not help it at all, which is why I stepped outside to just take a couple of puffs, which helps me move some things. Now, hopefully, I won't do that again for another hour or so, that I will have satisfied my nicotine urge. So let's see what idiotic things are said while I was gone. Yeah, it's coming on 1 o'clock Eastern time. And last I looked, today's topic, none. That's a funky Friday. I'm waiting for the weather to clear, basically, so I can get out. No, I need to get out on the street, and it's supposed to warm up this weekend. I'm going to spend a lot of time on the street. It's supposed to warm up. Today's topic is whatever, as long as we're like nice about it. I don't want to discuss anybody's past. I really don't, mine or anybody else's. You want to do that? Go to Michelle's channel. She's going to be broadcasting in an hour. Okay, right now in Tucson, it's snowing. And it's very wet. That's why I didn't bring the snowball back again. I made a snowball and it just turned to ice. It's just, it's going to warm up. Long. Let's see. Where's the hourly? Clearing. And warming up. It'll be in the 50s tomorrow. Okay, good. It is clearing tonight. By sunset, it's going to start clearing. Very slow. Good. I'll be back on the street by 9 o'clock or so. So basically today I'm taking it easy at 9. I'd like to sell some stone. It'd be real nice if somebody wanted to buy some stone for real. It's always, it's like us versus them between the Zionists. The Zionists is absolutely, we're the victims, and we have a right to defend ourselves against this people who are like upset about us taking their land and killing their children. And the Netanyahu predicted that somebody was going to fly an airplane into those buildings in 1995. Oh, come on, where's my computer's running real slow. I'm waiting on it. There we go. Now, where is what I'm looking for? Gonna be here. Oops. Here, I'll give you, if anybody has an interest in this stuff, here's what here's what I've been talking about. Here's the link to the tweet. Oh, I'm a street artist. Hi, bounty hunter Dan. There's a good chance you're not going to last long. This is not a free speech zone. I'm Tommy Jane Tudor. I'm a street artist. I go out playing music and peddling stone. Do you see all that stone? See the saxophone? That's what I do, either here or out on the street. Michelle is a transgender person that lives in Connecticut who has a channel that she's anti-socialist. That's all I really know about her. And I was here one night last week, just minding my own business, kicked back in the studio, talking to the camera and whoever was willing to listen. And no, saxophone is the easiest instrument in the world to play badly. And I guess it's a good hour for me to let me, as long as we got time. I'd rather be blowing my horn than talking, to tell you the truth. So let me warm it up, see how it's doing today. I'm not even sure where my head is most of the time, and I don't feel like reading anything. If I could actually get something to accompany. Yeah. Yeah. Almost. Next. Neat. I need to sit down with that thing and just really figure it out without being on a live stream. I guess it's working. I'm a little stuffed up though. Oh, I'm so glad I can still fool people after all these years. Thank you. Oh, right on. Good for you. And thank you, Kashi. It's easy. And that's why we say it's easy to play badly, because it's easy. The fingering is real easy. It's easy to get a sound out of it. Getting your fingers to work. The fingering is easy, but you got to get it down. You got to play the scales. improvisation is taking those scales and making something musical out of them. Doing different things with the intervals, sitting on a note and repeating it, just messing with the phrasing, the syncopation, rhythms. There's just infinite variations, and so that's what I've been trying. I've been playing these since 1966, and I still haven't come anywhere near figuring the whole thing out yet. Ain't gonna happen, Francisco. I need to like really work on that tune before I'm willing to like do it in public anywhere. I won't even do it on the street. Because it starts like all the way up into the upper register, and sometimes that just won't work, like right now. It just doesn't want to give me it. Oh, there's a good reason. Reed's a little shitty. Time for a new one. The Careless Whisper starts up on the high D, and I need to work on it before I'm willing to do it in public. Oh, shit, now where's the Reeds? Shit, where's the Reeds? Well, shit, where's the Reeds? Oh shit. 2 boxes of Reeds, and I can't find either one of them. And this is a really small place too. Here we go. Oh, looky here. This is the one that has some fresh ones left. Yay. Well, I haven't looked out a window at snow like this, and holy shit. $1998. Wow. I've been living south in the South, Texas, and down here. Then what? Start going through changes. And like if there's no other instrument there to do something to it, it's like, okay, well now what? Which way to go? So let's see what's here. Wait, it's I don't even know where it goes. What's the next note? I don't even remember where it is. My head's not there. I need to read it. I need to get those notes to come out smooth. Otherwise, it's like, just doesn't work right. Same thing with Baker Street. Starts way up high and goes across the octave break, which is like where the horn squeaks the most. See, this one's it's squeaky in there. It's way too squeaky in there. Got to work on that. See if I can give you something decent. I'm just not really very inspired right now. I don't know, my feet are cold for one thing. God told me I'm inspired. I'm sorry, completely uninspired. But I will work on Careless Whisper. I promise. Too many people are asking me for it, and I need to do it. And I really need to work on. We'll take 5 back up. I don't know. Years ago, in the 80s, and 90s, I was playing all the time. I had a lot of songs that I had just ready to play. And they're gone. Most of them. Very few left. And I was actually working out, playing a lot of scales and arpeggios, working at it, getting it down, getting it to sound right, getting my fingers to work right with the, in proper rhythm, get clean, nice, crisp rhythm. And I'm getting there, little by little, getting back to it. I just haven't been working enough on it. Wasting way too much time hassling with maniacs intruding in my life. That's really what it is. I'm done. I'm done with it. They caused me great harm at the Gem Show this year, and are going to laugh about it all year until the next time they can intrude into my reality. They caused me great harm when they got me run out of the hut. And not from any particular loss of friends, but the loss of revenue. I was able to sell stuff there. I guess it's time for a fresh joint. Last one's getting a little small. This is really pretty stuff, and it works good. This is Platinum Phenom Kush. Yummy bud. Anybody want to see some stones? I do body work. you know, in case anybody's interested, I do body work. And I got this nice massage tool recently, Jade massage tool. Um, so anyway, so what's on your mind today, Francisco? Is that it's a funky Friday. I'm just like I'm gonna keep it funky, and you know, I just lay back. I'm sorry. I'm just you know, just it's counterproductive for me at this point in some places. Hasn't helped me at Twitter really at all, but you know, just getting some respect from people with actually it has. I get a lot of respect. I got a lot of followers who have a lot of um, so now I got Dave French, Londoner living in New York, coast, Mrs. is beautiful mixed race lady and probably half his age. 3 kids, 2 with autism, lived in the USA, Holland, and Israel. Love Fulham FC, what's that, a soccer team? Wargaming and history. Total tool of the perpetual war machine. Not a lot of followers, but hard to say how noisy he is. 6,000 tweets, 280 followers. I have 1,300 tweets and 78 followers, so that comes out to more followers per tweet. And I'm following just as many people. I'm part of that follow back thing. You know, if you follow me, I'll follow you back. And it spreads pretty well. Before they got my account shut down, before the retweets were being seen by over 1 million people. So I don't need to there's just too many people saying interesting things for me to get mired down in a bunch of perverts speculation about me or anybody else. It's like, we'll do that on a channel where they like to do that. It ain't this one. So this guy's coming at me. You know, somebody. Oh, this gets back. This is back to the guy who's claiming that. You know, it started with somebody who was talking about blaming Arabs for suicide bombing, and then somebody come back and said, "Well, the Jews did it first, and the Zionist Jews did it first." And then somebody asked for a citation on the screenshot that got put down, and I didn't have one. I said I'm not familiar with that particular claim, but the fascist terrorist Zionists have always liked to pose as Arabs when they blow things up. And I gave him a opinion thing from the Haaretz. And here comes this guy. Because the fascist terrorists, Arabs never blow anything up. I said, well, they do, but the Zionist thugs outstrip them 100 to 1, and many of the Arab terrorists turn out to actually be double agents. And I gave him I can't believe it's not Mossad. It's a butter thing that I used to razz them when something happens and it's obviously the Mossad did it and they're trying to blame it on somebody else. He's glad you have a balanced view. Over what time period are you claiming that this statistic pertains? So we say, for argument's sake, we started King David Hotel bombing through the present day, inclusive of the Black September and 9/11 attacks. The leader of ISIS is alleged to be a Mossad agent. A mass grave with 3,500 bodies was uncovered at Raqqa, attributed to them. And that's where that one is. And nothing going on here. Yeah, here's another idiot. You know, blame it on the Mufti. Name a leader of the country named Palestine before Yasser Arafat. Um, just nonsense. I'm not gonna waste my time with this one. With this one, he's gonna come back at me, and I'm gonna like just block him. Irish, Irish, Zionist. It's 12 million. It's $12 million. Is anybody saying anything? No, hardly anybody here. Anybody want to buy rocks? I really need to be able to do this at Facebook where there's buyers of rocks. Hopefully I won't get blocked. I still have a couple of weeks that I have to sit out the latest block. Might as well see what's in the news feed there. Ronstadt and Company, or PD Ronstadt, not Linda, are playing at the Unitarian Universalist Auditorium. Where is that? Tomorrow at 2. I'm probably going to want to be on the street. Last Saturday at the Monterey. Music and movies on Mountain. Well, that's what Ariana was interested in. Tomorrow at 8. That's definitely out. I'm going to be busking tomorrow night. It's going to be warm and dry. Oh, well, this is tomorrow. Peace Fair is tomorrow. And Mez might want to go to that. Let's see if she's going to answer. The Peace Fair and Music Festival is tomorrow morning. Yeah, so I'm going to be on the street all day. I'm going to definitely take a big pile of rocks out for that. Yeah. I'll just go blanket. I'll blanket then for that. I'll just sit down with a bunch of rocks and the flute. course, it's right after Gem Show. I won't sell much, if anything. Tucson Flea Market. What's that? Or the Tucson Flea at the Owls Club. What is it? Oh, and that's a flea market too. They're selling shit. That's 10 in the morning. Yeah, I should be there. I can't message her. Huh.
Well, I was getting this question in the 1990s, and I said that the West really doesn't understand militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you see is that militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center. I said that the West
Was
really
it
doesn't
Militant
understand.
Islam or Militant Judaism that brought down the World Trade Center? That's the
If
question.
you need a new website for your business,
That's not what we want. We want that other one.
Militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if it
Mm, mm, Why is Ken Starr in the news? Hi, Lewis. Yeah, I'm telling your mother, go away. No, really. If you're supposed to be doing something else, I'd rather you weren't here if you're a minor. I don't need that kind of exposure. Um, oh, that's okay. He was the prosecutor. Uh, this is the Epstein case. Yeah, you know, people want to call me a rapist and try to get me prosecuted for something that didn't harm anybody 36 years ago, and just don't care about this kind of shit. I mean, here's a guy that was trafficking in females. Oh shit. Sticking Washington Post. They paywall. I'm gonna need to open it in an incognito window to read it. Okay, well, where's my incognito? There it is. Oh. Oh. My friend, who I expected a visit from yesterday or today, I just was like, texted her and she's come back saying she was at the ER because of tummy problems, tummy and tush. GI. Don't tell him what it was. Okay, so Judge, prosecutors deal with Jeffrey Epstein in molestation case violated law and misled victims. And a decade, young women have been accusing New York money manager Jeffrey Epstein for paying them for sex when they were teenagers. And like, hey, a judge ruled Thursday that federal prosecutors, including future Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta, violated the law when they did not tell victims the government had struck a deal not to prosecute Jeffrey Epstein, a politically connected billionaire accused of molesting dozens of young girls. But I'm awful. Because of someone who's not 16, not quite 16, is too young to make an informed decision about whether or not she wants to share a bed with a adult male. I'm awful because of that, but they don't give a fuck about things like this. The ruling was a stinging rebuke for prosecutors and how they behaved in a grim, high profile. I don't really want to read this shit. violated, there was a 33-page ruling, violated the victims' rights under the Civil Rights Act. Victims Act, CVRA, Crime Victims' Rights Act. Oh, I probably should look that up. The Crime Victims' Rights Act. That's something to hit them with. As far as the constitutional complaints, see, I'm not suing any individuals. I'm suing businesses and agencies that have denied me my civil rights and allowed these individuals to just like do whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want, however the fuck they want to do it. Hired hands. What's the topic? Yeah, right. I understand that, Kashi. Um, that's not what she's done. And I don't talk about these things daily. I only talk about them when I'm confronted with them by people, Louis. It's not something I talk about daily. It's something that these people have manufactured into like the whole of my life. And you know, keep it away from me. Michelle never let me get a word in edgewise about myself before I finally got sick of it and hung up. She was entertaining the trolls, and fuck that. Go talk about people where they talk about people. This is not something I want to talk about. No, this is just, that's no, fuck that. The topic we're talking about is at Twitter is Zionist false flag attacks and terrorism from the King David Hotel, and actually before there were acts in the 1920s. They started all the riots that they complain about since 1840. Militant nationalists have been responsible for all this. No, what in 1840? No, it was a general revolt. I don't know. After 1920, the Zionists started every single fight they were in, except the 1973 war, which was an attempt by Syria and Egypt to regain some property they lost. So someone named Michelle Deline, she's a transgender woman in Connecticut. I have no idea what her trip is. I don't want to know what her trip is. I'm targeted. I've been targeted since the 1970s. And I've been totally like hounded and harassed online since 1999. And there's a gang of Defense Department contractors that are behind all of it that have been after me for 10 years. And basically they're trying to interdict my presence. I'm a charismatic individual. They don't want people to hear what I have to say. They don't want people to be inspired by anything I'm doing. No, I just living my life and calling it like I see it. I'm deeply studied. Read. Don't even want to guess how many pages of literature, nonfiction, that I've read. And you know, I've probably read more fiction than most people have read of anything. No, I'm sorry. You know, poorly educated, misinformed people calling me stupid as a means of refuting anything I have to say. It's just ridiculous. I got no time for it. I won't. No, she's being manipulated by him. She just got sucked into it. That's all that is. No, she's being played by the people that are ripping off my videos, by the millennial turkeys guys. She's being played by them. You can hear it in what she's saying. This is not things I talk about all the time. I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about like my friends in a positive way. I'm talking about our arts, things we're doing, gems and minerals, music, current events. I have like, you know, I'm a transgender I'm a TRA, transgender rights activist. I've been, you know, advocating for indigenous people for yeah. I'm doing the best I can to just like tune it out and deflect away from it when they try to go down that road. Music and arts, gems and minerals, current events. My topics, my main topics are transgender issues, Native American issues, and environmental and indigenous rights worldwide. And being a Jew, I'm all up in the Israel-Palestine thing, which is just another iteration of the same old of European colonialism and fascist terrorism. Ruling fiefdom, the European, the guy in charge and all his minions, and you got to do what they want or they kill you. Michelle, I have No, she's not. There are two message boards. I don't even want to name them right now. There's one that I call those guys AM Beasts, and the other ones are Kiwi farmers. The AM Beasts are all a bunch of IT guys that are Defense Department contractors, and part of their mission, so to speak, is to harass and defame dissident activists. They've been doing it. They've been doing it since I've been a kid. I've watched it. Yeah, I know I named them, but I'm not going to give them the URLs. I'm not gonna say that kind of shit out loud. That's who they are. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. Exactly what it's about. It's like fuck that. Fuck that. We're on a discussion here. I was looking for something. Oh, good. It's been an hour, and I'm not going to take any puff of tobacco. I'm really trying hard to cut down on tobacco. No, I've had an upper respiratory thing all my life, and I have to take. I take a lot of shit for it. Good. Use a steroid spray called Flonase, and I use an inhaler. And when it's real bad, which it's not right now, I'll be gobbling Benadryls. But just for now, this is enough. It's not asthma. It's from my nose down. It's just booger factory, but because of the histamine reactions to pollutants. Always have been. And my lungs are real strong. Pushing it out. That's the cough you hear. That's why, anybody who knows coughs knows the difference between that and somebody who's got diseased lungs. Yeah, exactly. It's right here. Right there. From here to here is where the problem is. It always has been since I was a little kid. Dude, I'm telling you, you're not paying attention, or you're baiting me. Yeah, right. Ghetto QVC. It's DALENE, and she's not. She's just a resident of Winstead, Connecticut. Is all. You're not understanding what I'm saying. There's a gang of trolls that put another gang of trolls on her, and those trolls are manipulating her into talking shit about me. Did you follow that? The DOD people are all the way over here. And those people have been harassing me for 10 years. You won't see them too much in person. What you're going to see is Kiwi farmers and just generally assorted idiots. Michelle is being used. Right. Nobody's the only government official involved in this is a man named Thomas Butler. You can find him on the rosters of any Defense Department agency. I'd be appreciative. That's the only one I know of. The others are just I'm not sure. Pretty much. It's pretty much exactly. So what I have to do is like kick back and do the best I can to talk about what I want to talk about rather than what the trolls want to talk about, and just like block them, just boot them as best I can, and stay focused on what I'm doing, which right now is grabbing some documentary support for it's just documentary support for my argument over there about the Mossad being behind like most of the like really nasty shit that's happened to the United States and things the United States has done around the world. It's all like the Zionists doing. It's all it's the part of their greater Israel plan, plan, or having America fight their proxy wars. They want to pull out, somebody claimed that I forget who it was and how much credibility this person has, but this person claimed that all the heroin from Afghanistan is being manufactured in Israel. Somebody else, I think I saw it in print from a credible source in print, that 75% of the world's MMDA is being manufactured in Israel. 12 Israelis just got busted in Colombia for sex slaving, having sex parties with underage girls for traveling Israeli businessmen. Something went down with them in Brazil too, drug dealing in Brazil. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna so it's $1 trillion. That's what I need to find here. $2.3 trillion. That's the link I was looking for. Yeah, there's where, when money talks, bullshit walks. Where's the missing 2.3 trillion? Well, it's up to 22 trillion now. But we're not supposed to talk about that kind of stuff. There seems to be yeah, her. That's her. She's being played. She is totally being played by professional trolls. She's just an eccentric transgender person. That's all she is. She means no harm. She's just being fed with a bunch of bullshit, and she's getting all righteously indignant. And Francisco, there is a gang. There is a gang. It's the guys with the wrenches. You just got one. There, yeah. It's the folks with the wrenches. And it's I appreciate it. I really do. You know, Joe D. Berta Prey has been like very helpful in getting a grip on millennial turkeys. Go look that one up, man. That's where there's an imposter channel with my name. There's Millennial Turkeys, and there's several others that are hosting my videos that they've adulterated with defamatory captions. That gang is only a small cadre of here. You probably need to know about. She needs to come to me and like totally retract everything she said. This is my position. She's being played. She's just an eccentric transgender person with an opinion about things that I really have no interest in. I certainly don't have any interest in fighting with her about it. Yeah, well, millennial turkeys are a bunch of IP thieves. That's where that's at. You know, and the kiwi farms. You know about the kiwi farms? You know, as long as we're there, yeah, I don't think I've like gone too far over the line in what I've said about her. You know, she's saying things that aren't true. That she was bad. She was groomed by the millennial turkeys guys. You can hear it. You know, I mean, yeah, I said that she was SMI, which she may or may not be. I mean, like she got multiple personality disorder. Net Mooney. Oh boy, here. Let me give you the. Let me make sure you find these. They haven't gotten much mainstream coverage at all, but they did make the New York Intelligencer. But they're only like there's only one site among many that are criminal enterprise. There's organized crime on the internet is just rampant, and the count, as it appears to me, the alleged count at this point is 7 suicides and 2 school shootings. Now I have personally interviewed a couple of people who have attempted suicide because of harassment from them. You know, there's a whole mess of people who've attempted to sue them. When you say, "Can you send me anything?" You know, I'd like to see what kind of files you're looking at. All I know is the Tucson Police Department is looking at me like, okay, there's nothing we can do about this except, just keep reporting. It's a report. You take they're documenting the reports. That was the last thing. That was the last thing that the OPS sergeant said to me. So all I can do is document the report. There's nothing there that they won't even want to try to investigate because it's just like totally outside their jurisdiction. Well, happy day, Dogfish. I might still be here. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. It's 2 o'clock Tuesday, and I don't know. It's 2 hours. It's coming up on 2 o'clock Eastern time. No telling what's going to happen when. Well, like I said, Lewis, if you're still here, that's where it's at. She's got multiple personality disorder and she's blind, and she came into me with groomed with things that aren't exactly true, and just I don't even want to address the detail of it. I just categorically deny it, and she needs to retract and apologize for doing it. For me to be the least bit receptive to any further communication from any of them. That whole crowd, the cringe report, cosmic consciousness, bullshit. That's not my kind of people. I'm fringe. I know I'm fringe. I'm zany and eccentric and different, and that's me. And I like to be kind to people and have people be kind to me. And I got music people like to hear, and pretty things people like to see, and interesting things to talk about, and other people and other people's. Thou shalt not judge, because thou art also a fuck up. What the fuck? And to make what they're making out of something that was nothing is wrong. When you have shit like going down, like what go down the cover up behind Epstein and his whole pedophile island that 2 presidents are alleged to have been like visited. Oh, give me a fucking break already. On that shit. Let's see where I'm at with this other stuff. Okay, yeah, we got that together. Let's see what's going on Twitter. No. Yeah, it's noon. I'm being called to say some prayers. Fuck yeah. Shit. Gonna bring them over here. I don't think so. Shit. Yes. For this. I call myself unorthodox Jew. Let's get back here, see what's going on. No, I don't know that. No, I don't know either one of those. I comp to just about anybody. You know, if somebody's playing it on guitar and singing it, I can accompany them and play something that sounds good with it. That's about what I do. I need to actually read stuff, and I don't like to really play a lot of stuff solo because it sounds shitty on to me it sounds shitty with just the horn. It sounds shitty. No, that's too much. Well, anyway, I call myself unorthodox Jew. My practice. Oh. Somewhere else because I was doing prayer somewhere else. Prayer book's not where it belongs. This is why I call myself an unorthodox Jew. Okay, that's what happened. I was somewhere else. I read the prayers from the Orthodox Union Center, the Masora. Here, that's what's it called? It's called the Masora Sitter. And the prayer that we read we recite over the fragrance is what you're supposed to do with mats. and the instructions I got, as far as doing the ritual of the smudging, light it with a match and bless it in language in your own language. So I say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'somim, which is thanking God for the fragrance, and we send the smoke from the ground to the sky to the 4 directions while we meditate on whatever particular things we want to talk to the Creator about today. Like thank you for all the water from the sky, the frozen water, and hoping for the weather to clear up and we'll have a nice clear evening and nice cool, getting warm for the weekend. Kind of thoughts about the weather and people enjoy my presence in the world and share their bounties with me, and that everybody have a blessed and wonderful day today. Aho, Mitakwe Awesome. May it be so for all my relations. No, it's just a loose prayer. It's just a loose prayer. At this hour, the prayers for right now is City Minka. That particular prayer chakras is the morning prayers. And I've definitely been remiss about doing that because you're not really supposed to do it publicly like this, I suppose. I don't know. There's just some. I'll mostly I will say, I'll smudge. This is Minka right now. Yeah. But that particular prayer is just from a section. Where is it? I usually don't do much besides like say Kaddish in public, or Misha Bareth. Here's Minka. You guys want to dial in Minka together? Get a minion. I'll read it. Get a minion. Here's Minka. Now, where's that particular prayer? Where I got to find a group of prayers. It's just a whole mess of loose prayers for all the different things that you say prayers for, like lightning striking and shit like that. Hello. I gotta look it up in the. It's a page marker disappeared. I had that page because it's a whole bunch of them. It's like all the ones you kind of say all the time. But I'm serious, you know, if you put together, I mean, you know what, we'll do it in Hangouts sometime. I won't do it here. This is stupid to do it here. We'll do it in Hangouts where we can all talk to each other. Yeah, I play it all the time. I'll sing along with it. You know, basically, Asmad, I'll say Kaddish, that's Mr. Bear. For that's it's you know, give me a minion, I'll read the whole service. Yeah, I was looking. It's in Leviticus, like around chapter 20, 22, somewhere in there. It's in Leviticus about the Hebrew scent rituals. We use frankincense and myrrh. Well, where's the contents? Where's fucking contents in this thing? Here we go. Here, and this is a wonderful book. It's got it all. From the morning service, the rising to fill in all the way. Grace, you know, Birkat Hamazon for after meals, afternoon services, evening services, bedtime Shema, Hallel. I think that's the one. I think that's where it is. No, that's not it. Well, it's been a lot of years since I did any of these. That's not it. Oh, here they are. Here's the section. It's in the section on Birkat Hamazon. Like I said, it's loose blessings for you know, the Wayfarer's Prayer. When you set out on a journey, there's a prayer you say. May it be your will, Hashem, our God and God of our forefathers, that you lead us toward peace and place our footsteps toward peace and guide us toward peace and make us reach our destination, desired destination for life, gladness, and peace. And if you're returning on the same day, return us to our homes in peace. May you rescue us from the hand of every foe, ambush, and evil animals along the way, and from all manner of punishments that assemble to come to earth. May you send blessing in our every handiwork, and grant us grace, kindness, and mercy in your eyes, and in the eyes of all who see us. May you hear the sound of our supplication, because you are God who hears prayer and supplication. Blessed are you, Hashem, who hears prayers. I guess this is something I should say just about every day before I go, every day before I walk out the door. Happy day, Louis. Right on. So, you know, here's before eating tree-grown fruit, drinking grape juice, eating products of wheat, barley, rye, oats, or spelt, before eating bread, washing your hands before eating bread, produce from the earth, eating or drinking any other foods, entering a perfumery or upon smelling fragrances, of non-vegetable origin, e.g. musk, or undetermined origin, or blends of spices of different origins. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, of the King of the universe, who creates species of fragrance. And then there's some for seeing rainbows, fruit trees in bloom, thunder, lightning, earthquakes, take a bath, take a mikvah, getting in a mikvah. Good news, the good news prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hatov hametiv. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who is good and does good. And for bad news, it's Dayan Ho'emes, the true judge. And this is what I don't understand about Zionism and Jews in Israel. Saying these prayers that are so affirming of life and love and kindness and all, saying come mercy, and then going out and being cruel and having fun doing it. It always just flabbergasting. It's noon. It's still snowing. There's nothing going on. and I hope I'm boring the hell out of trolls. just go laugh about it where I can't see it, and leave my channel alone. I really don't want to talk about this shit. There's it's the weekend, and it's going to be warm. There's the Peace Fair is tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Let's see if there's anything interesting more at Facebook, because my news feed at Twitter is really depressing. It's just constant with Palestinian stuff. Oh, let's see what happened to Maz. Forgot about her. Oh. I think I'm probably going to need to shut. It's time for me to shut it down. A friend of mine is not well right at the moment, and I kind of want to. Don't want this distraction right now. I want to go and like be with a friend on a little more focused basis. Thanks for coming, and thanks for not being friendly. I'm so tired of dealing with trolls. It's not my reality. They're intruding in my life. So thanks for coming. Happy day. Bye.